of the pandemic. I know you've talked about watching the Raiders and Gruden at times. What do you think, in your mind, you've learned over the last year about how important sports are to people, even from a virtual angle, whether it be your sport or others?
Yeah. Wow. Um, I think what you learn is that you know human nature doesn't thrive in isolation or without um, those type of events that people can come together and celebrate. A small thing like a birthday party, a big thing like a hockey game at T-Mobile with a packed crowd a night out. So I think we've all felt the effects of that, and the fact that we took a huge step in my mind last night and getting people back in that environment, and our players being able to feel that energy again. I thought it was incredible, and hopefully just a small taste of what's to come here in the near future.
Next question, Ben Goach, Review Journal.
Hi, Ben.
Hi, Pete. I'm sure you don't super care about this milestone, but you guys are about a third of the way through the season now. Just what have you liked about this team's ability to respond to some of the curveballs you faced in that time, and obviously keep playing good hockey?
Yeah, you know what? It's an interesting year. I think as coaches, we've got to be prepared that the schedule and the lack of energy, the lack of practice time, the lack of ability to meet, all those things have been impacted, and it's impossible not to see the results on the ice. And then the results of that are you're going to have moments of sloppiness and high scoring games and miscues and breakdowns that typically a third of the way into an NHL regular season during regular times you might not see as much. So I think we prepared ourselves for that, and you've got to have some patience in that department. The good news is we're finding ways to win games. I mean, we've only lost 4, and I think that's a testament to how our players are dealing with all those things.
Next question, Jesse Merrick, News 3.
Hey, Jesse.
Hey, Pete. I'm just curious, in the second period and then kind of the first portion of the third, obviously you guys were struggling a bit. What was it that was giving you guys issues? And then what, in your mind, flipped when you guys were able to turn it around?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I really liked our first period. Despite the shots being even, I didn't feel we gave them anything, and managed to create some good looks ourselves, hit a couple crossbars. I think the second period, I think that first goal that they got rattled us a little bit, and we didn't handle that adversity real well. I thought they took that opportunity to build momentum, and we stumbled around for a little bit there after that in the second period. To our credit, we got our legs under us in the third and regrouped and found a way to win an important game.
Next question, Vince Sapienza, Fox 5.
Hey, Vince.
Hey, Pete, I know we made a lot, and you talked about how the storyline last night was the fans, but I'm curious, on the ice, you guys have won in comeback fashion a few times, and you've won a lot of games this season, but did it feel different from a, I guess, pure hockey perspective, if you can even compartmentalize it that way, in terms of what they were able to do, kind of how you touched on how they were able to flip things and kind of dial back in?
Yeah, it's hard not to minimize the fan piece of what happened last night, because not to take anything away from our group, and we have had third period comebacks in the past, but I think the fact that our guys recognized what an important night it was for everybody involved, us and them. There's no doubt that added to the energy in the third period. So, we've got a resilient group. I think all the way back to the bubble, there's not many games where I've ever felt on the bench despite the score, that there hasn't been an underlying confidence that we could claw our way back into a game. And that was the same last night. But the crowd factor was definitely a piece of that.
Last question, we'll go to David Shane, Review Journal.
Hi, David.
Hi, Pete. Without getting too negative, at a positive time, we didn't see Dylan Coughlin in the third period last night. Injury or just tough night for him and a learning experience?
Yeah, it wasn't an injury. I think we have to make some decisions down the stretch there, depending on how the game's going. I thought our fourth line had a great first period, and they didn't play much down the stretch either. I think Dylan's a young guy. He's had a lot of really good moments and good nights for us, and some nights you just need to recognize that it's okay to watch and get ready for the next one.
Thanks for your time, Coach. Joining us today will be William Carrier. Hey, Will, can you hear us okay?
Yep.
First question, we'll go to Ben Goach, Review Journal.
Hey, Will, just what was it like having fans back in the building last night, and what was the atmosphere like?
Yeah, I mean, it felt great. obviously it was a tight game for them too, so it was pretty special. I mean, they were cheers us, mid third. We needed them, so no, it was good.
Next question, we go to Vince Sapienza, Fox 5.
Just expanding upon that, Will, Pete talked about how the fans were a major piece in that comeback, not to take anything away from what you guys were doing on the ice, but he said a large component was the fans and that energy. How much do you agree with that? And how do you, I guess, realize that in the middle of the game that they are egging you guys on?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it since since the first year we got into the playoff, the crowd was going. I mean, especially a line like us, we're trying to bring energy. It just creates momentum, and that third we completely dominated, a lot of scoring chance, and we knew that at one point something was going to go in. So I think I think the crowd really got us going.
Please remember to use the hand raise function if you guys have questions for Will. Next question, we'll go to David Shane, Review Journal.
Hi, Will. Ryan Reeves is pretty open the other day when we asked him about your line and not scoring. What do you think needs to happen for you guys? Are you happy with your play recently, though?
I mean, we're getting some scoring chance. We just gotta bury on it and find a way to put it in. We have Anaheim who scored a goal there for the team. Petro scored one, but I mean, we're getting a lot of looks. We just gotta finish getting inside and get one greasy goal here.
Take a brief pause for any additional questions for William. Next question, we'll go to Vince Sapienza, Fox 5.
Hey, Will, so, going back to the fans and starting the game now, you guys have talked about before in the season when there's no fans, how, it takes a little bit more to kind of get going. And do you almost feel like it's literally house money when you're starting the game, knowing you have the fans in your back pocket the way you saw last night and looking forward to, more home games with fans?
Yeah, I think it's an advantage. I mean, I grew up in Montreal in the Bell Center where, 20,000 people screaming every night after night, and you could feel the energy. So it's the same in this building. It just creates something straight off from the warm up. It just like little extra push. It's almost like it's a playoff game every time.
Next question, we'll go to Jesse Granger, The Athletic.
Hey, Will. Over the first 3 years, Misha Donskov wasn't on the ice with you guys much at practice, but this year it's become a more regular thing, and he's been working especially with you and Ryan. How has he helped you this year?
Yeah, no, I mean, he's been great. Actually, we started working me and Pacioretty on the little plays or down low cutbacks and stuff, and he's really great. He's can't believe he wasn't coaching before that. I think he's got really some good tricks, and he's open-minded, shows us some videos about little details in our game, and I think he's a big part of what we're trying to accomplish here.
Thanks for your time, Will.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining, everybody. We'll send out a recording a bit later today. Have a nice day.